You know what? It's easy to see graphics like this one and get upset, but it's perfect timing because this is exactly the type of thing that I've been trying to talk to you guys about because I see it. I see the people out there that are upset that I'm trying to take you guys out of a negative space of thinking and push you towards the glass half full thought process as it pertains to being a fan, because at the end of the day, man, being a fan, it's a crazy endeavor. Being a fan, it's a commitment. Being a fan is something that you do with the understanding that 98% of the time you're going to get the short end of the stick. But there's also a place where you start to blur that line between trying to be a fan, trying to be real, trying to be objective, trying to be this beacon of knowledge that you want people to listen to as it pertains to being a fan of a specific team. You see, I've seen it. I've sat back and I've not said anything. I've seen the people that have essentially made an entire brand off of trying to knock the Joneses, but now that there's a superior influence around that's trying to help people see, honestly, the other side of it. Honestly, the stuff that matters. It's trying to put people in a place where, honestly, is a much more healthy space to live in. I see the people that have taken personal offense to that, and now they're about to start exposing themselves. No, I'm not about to sit here and start calling people out by name. I'm not about to sit here and attack any one individual. Instead, I'm going to attack the thought process that these individuals hold, because that thought process is the one that's extremely toxic in the Dallas Cowboys fan base, and the thought process that needs to be struck out, or at least one of those thought processes. There's several of them. That's why our battle is a never-ending one, and this just happens to be one of those battles that's about to come to a head. You see, these are NFL fan base superlatives. This, honestly, represents the entire basis of the argument that I've been making as it pertains to how to view the different things going on with your team, how to approach being a fan. And I'm not trying to tell you you have to approach it this way. I'm just telling you this is the way that you approach it in your unique situation, in your situation as a Dallas Cowboys fan, where no matter what you do, no matter how real you are, no matter how objective you are, no matter how much you try to impress this imaginary figure to make them think that you're somehow superior than the casual or the average Cowboys fan. You see, we've gone a whole almost 2 years now of non-stop belly aching, non-stop being upset, non-stop finger pointing, non-stop arguing, non-stop scapegoating, non-stop existing in a victim mentality, non-stop being self-defamatory, non-stop kicking our own selves when we're down. All year for the last couple of years. And you know what the sad thing about that is? You guys don't even realize that we've made being a Cowboys fan so synonymous with Jerry Jones, making Jerry Jones the center of every conversation, making Jerry Jones the focus of all of our frustration, making our attack against Jerry Jones essentially be what represents the relationship between Cowboys fans and the Dallas Cowboys. We've allowed our hate and our disdain for the decisions that Jerry Jones and any of these other guys in the front office are making. We've allowed that to overcome the actual meaning of what it is to be a fan of that team. It's the Dallas Cowboys, not the Dallas Joneses. And the approach we've taken as far as how to view this team, it's done nothing but hurt the actual Dallas Cowboys, because you can't separate the players from the Joneses. You can't separate the guys that are staffing the team from the Joneses when you're attacking, as a fan, the Dallas Cowboys. No matter how much we as fans attack the Dallas Cowboys, it's not going to change how we're viewed. It's not going to change how people look at us. It's not going to change how the media covers us. It's not going to change being made fun of by Stephen A. Smith. It's not going to change any of that. Because honestly speaking, there's not been a single serious Cowboys platform that has discussed the Super Bowl. There's not been a single serious Cowboys platform that has not expressed some doubt in this team. There's not been a single serious Cowboys platform where you could honestly look at that platform and say, oh, they are perpetuating this delusional poltergeist of what people assume Cowboys fans are. I know, I get it. Y'all are trying so hard to keep fans and keeping them real so we can avoid looking like this, so we can avoid being looked at as the most delusional fan base in the entire NFL. But guess what? This is 2025, and this is still the perception that people have of the Cowboys. And not only do they have this perception of the Dallas Cowboys now they get to actually point and laugh at us because we're already beating up on ourselves. We've already given up. We've already thrown in the towel. There's people out there that want y'all to still be angry at the team that you decided to be a fan of in the offseason, when literally every other fan base is thinking about Super Bowl aspirations. Every other fan base is thinking about getting the best version of these players that they're acquiring. Every other fan base is able to exist in this place where they actually can be excited or build excitement for themselves for the actual football season. And that's why you see that passion pour out when you go to those opposing stadiums. That's why you see that passion pour out when those fans come to AT&T Stadium and we lose and they're able to parade around and point at us and laugh at us and be extremely obnoxious, honestly, to the point to where you're ready to punch them in the face. But you know what? We're already punched ourselves in the face so much. We've already tried so hard to impress I don't know who. I don't know who people are trying to impress at this point. I don't know who people are trying to make fans of the Cowboys essentially not be fans of the Cowboys to impress people and make them feel like that these fans understand the situation that their team is in. Guess what? Fan is short for fanatic. None of the people of the other teams in the NFL feel the way that we feel. None of the people are held to the standard that we are held to sit here and think that we can't be excited for player acquisitions. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Jim from 7-Eleven. You look at Jim's best qualities, and because he has that star on the side of his helmet, you hope the best for the guy. You don't automatically start speaking doom on them because you want to be right. You don't automatically start looking at the worst side of everything that happens because you want the attention of people around you. Because remember, misery loves company. And there's a lot of folks out here that are very miserable. They're very miserable with themselves. Their mental is too weak to actually be a legitimate fan, to be a real fan, to be a passionate fan, Buffalo Bills, to be a diehard fan, Detroit Lions, to be one of the loudest fans, Seattle Seahawks, to be an annoying fan, New England Patriots. And why are people calling them annoying? Because they won so many championships in such a short period of time that you can't say anything to them. That's why they're annoying. One of the best traveling fans, Pittsburgh Steelers. But yet, the Cowboys, even after an entire year or two of us, ourselves, publicly screaming from the mountaintops, we suck, our GM suck, our team sucks, our process sucks, our culture sucks, the environment sucks. People still look at us as delusional. So who are you trying to impress? Why do you want people to go and exist in this negative space of mind? Why are you attacking me? Because I'm trying to get people to see that no matter how much we beat up on ourselves, there's not anybody else out there in the fandom of the NFL that cares, that's gonna come save us, that's gonna have pity on us, that's gonna be like, yeah, here's your Medal of Honor for being a real fan. You know what you should actually do as a Cowboys fan? You should be the most delusional fan. Because you are a diehard fan. Because you are a passionate fan. because you are willing to travel and pay for tickets, because you are aggressive about your takes and about your stances on these players for this team, because you are loud about being annoying, about how much you love to bandwagon your team, regardless of if it's a little move, big move, or move in the middle, because self-doubt is non-existent as a Cowboys fan.
Because it is more fun that way. Because life is already too stressful, too difficult, too taxing, too tiring for the casual person to exert that type of negative energy into something that's supposed to just be there for enjoyment, to just be there to be an escape, to just be there for 6 months out of the year to take your mind off of things. Instead, you want to take your mind off of your stress to go towards stress, where you can be a fan and have fun. And when they piss you off at the games, when they piss you off when they're doing something wrong, you let them know about it. But guess what? You don't stress about it. You don't make it a civil rights movement. You don't feel the need to march down Martin Luther King Boulevard. You don't do all of that. Because guess what? Why stress about something that's honestly and being real outside of your control?
Because we have a unique situation, because we are the team that's at the top of the mountaintop. We are the fan base that is the biggest for real, that is the loudest for real, that is the best traveling for real, that is the most annoying for real, that is the most passionate for real, that is honestly the most aggressive for real, that is the loudest for real, that does have the biggest bandwagon for real. We're not winning championships, and not having a championship culture is non-existent for real. We are the Dallas Cowboys. So what's wrong with me trying to push people into a space to where they can again be excited about that? Because guess what? Every other team in the league, my daughter did a competition today and she looked at me and she said, "Daddy, I'm nervous." And I said, "Baby, guess what? It's okay, because every other kid in here is nervous just like you, and they may be more nervous than you." Every other team in the NFL, they're going to experience the same level of disappointment that we do. The only difference is we beat ourselves up more for that disappointment. We beat our players up more for that disappointment than anybody else does. Because of why? Because a lot of y'all, quite frankly, have been infested with a mindset that I'm here to weed out. Y'all have been infested with a mindset that is more so about getting you not to be a fan of your team, getting you not to be excited about your team, and getting you to be a fan of the individuals that are pushing those mindsets. You see, that's the thing about my platform. You can be mad about what I talk about, but here's why you can't knock it down. Because my platform is about the fan. My platform is about the viewer's mentality. My platform is about the Cowboys fan psyche. And my platform is putting those Cowboys fans' psyche in a more positive, a more healthy, a more loud, a more diehard, a more passionate, a more aggressive, a more bandwagon state of mind. And that bothers people to death that have made their identity off of doing the opposite, that have made their identity of trying their best not to get you to be a fan of the Cowboys, but to get you to be a fan of how Creator X, Media Member X, feels about the Cowboys. And again, this ain't at one individual, because I'm a big believer in you don't water weeds that you don't want to grow. This is about attacking a mindset. You will never get my attention. You will never get me to engage. You will never get me to elevate you into a conversation on my level, because quite frankly, you've been trying so hard for so long, and you is plural for sure, to make sure that misery has its company. But guess what? AOC calling people home. It's time to be Cowboys fans again, y'all. And how about them Cowboys?
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still the ball? Y'all usually check on me. Listen, 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 listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Oh, shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still them boys.